Hey vinyl friends and vinyl community, it's Brian from Brian's Vinyl Records, and it is Monday, which means it's time for another installment of Vinyl Editions. So stick around and I'll show you what is new in my collection this week. All right, welcome back. So, new additions. I wasn't planning on getting a whole lot this week because, well, we just had Black Friday and I blew a lot of money on that. But I had some pre-orders that came in, and I also had a couple that I bought because the prices were too good to pass up. And then again, Barnes & Noble sent me another coupon, and since the wife needed me to go and pick up a book for her, I couldn't help but hit this section of the store as well. So let's start with, if you haven't watched my opening of the Grail video that I posted last week, I'll just quickly show this here. Of course, this came, I believe, on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, of last week, maybe Wednesday. I can't remember, but either way, this one just showed up. I think it was Wednesday, and I quickly hopped on the video to show me opening it because I was super excited. This is Steelheart's Tangled in Reins. This is a 1992 second album from the band Steelheart, best known for their song I'll Never Let You Go, which is an amazing song. Great debut album from them. But this one I got from Columbia House when I was a member of Columbia House on CD. And I fell in love with this album. It was my go-to Steelheart album. I liked it more than I liked the first one. And the first one's really, really good. So that tells you how much I really enjoyed this one. And for years and years and years, I mean, even today, I still have the CD, and I would pop it in the car all the time and listen to it. It's just one of my favorites. And when I started collecting vinyl, it was one of those albums that I really wanted to get until I found out how much it costs or where to get it from. Every copy was overseas, and the reason was there was only 2 pressings of this ever done. The original German pressing, which has the full album on it, and then the South Korean pressing, which has only part of the album on it. Of the 10 songs, only 5 of them were found on the Korean pressing, and 3 songs were replaced by tracks from the first album and a live track. So I didn't want that one. That was easy to get, and the price is about around the same amount of money, plus shipping from Korea. But I really wanted this one. This is the German pressing. It's the full album, has all the tracks on it, which was important to me because this is, like I said, one of my favorite albums from the 90s when I was just getting into hard rock and metal. And I just really, really like this album. So happy to have it. German pressing, 1992 press. It's in excellent condition and sounds awesome. So there's that one. If you want to, you can watch me open that Grail and see how excited I am about it. A couple things came in just this morning. UPS is on Christmas hours, which means they stop by the house a couple times, or they run the route a couple times a day. And depending on what you get, you could have 2 different UPS or USPS shipments come in. The first one comes around 6:30 in the morning, which is crazy, but I did get a package this morning around 6:30 in the morning, and when I first got it, I thought it was one thing that I had ordered back at the beginning of last week, but it ended up being something I ordered last Friday, and it actually shipped last Friday, and it was a Christmas gift for my wife, and then a little something else. This is this is the Judds Christmas album. I've wanted this for a while, so I'm super excited to have this finally. So we'll be enjoying this one probably tonight because I love me some Judds, and it is the season. So excited to have this. And this next one is my gift for my wife for Christmas. She said to me when I was collecting records that she wanted 2 records. The Leslie Gore album with all her hits on it, which I found and got for her. Super excited. And then this one, which I have had a hell of a time trying to find this album. And so I'm super excited. I finally found it. I was able to bundle it with that Judds album to save a little bit on the shipping costs. And it's in pretty good shape considering the age of the album itself. But this is Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Julie Andrews. Now, I don't know anything about this, but my wife says that when she was younger, she would watch this all the time as a kid. And so she absolutely loves this. And she didn't want just any Cinderella. She wanted this exact Cinderella, Rodgers and Hammerstein's with Julie Andrews. So it took me a long time to find this. I see Rodgers and Hammerstein stuff all the time at all my local places, but never this album. So super happy to have found this. I got this one off of Discogs from a seller in Georgia, and he was super quick, super communicative, very happy about it, and everything looks just great. This looks like a pretty well near mint copy. The cover has, shows some wear because of the age, little dark discoloration or stuff like that, but it's in great shape. No corner bends, no tears, no creases, nothing. So super happy about this. She's going to love this. I'm excited to give it to her. Okay, so some pre-orders that finally came in. Here is Britney Spears' Circus album. This is the latest in the Urban Outfitters reissues of Britney Spears' albums. Fantastic. This one, of course, has the hit song Womanizer on it. Just a really good album in all. I liked listening to this one. And this has the controversial If You See Amy on here as well. I still remember when that came out, and all the news magazines were just going up in arms about the fact that she would have a song like that on there, but whatever. It's a great song. Good album. Love this one. I'm hoping that next is the Britney Jean album. I can't remember what the order is, but that's the one I'm looking forward to most. So keep getting those. They're absolutely fantastic. Great sounding presses. The next one I'm really excited about. This is Cody Jenks' new album. And not just one album, but two albums. He released two albums 1 week apart from each other in October, and the vinyl was finally released on December 6th, so Friday. It showed up. So this is Cody Jenks, The Wanting, and Cody Jenks, After the Fire. Fantastic artist, fantastic country artist. This is a really cool trifold configuration here. So super nice, good artwork. The first album is one full record and a half record, with the side D having an etching on it, and the second record is one full record. So just awesome to have this. So it's a great album, highly recommended. If you don't know Cody Jenks, awesome country singer, used to be in a hardcore metal band, and quit that to become a country artist. Imagine that. So very cool, happy to have. And then I mentioned that I went to Barnes & Noble. The wife asked me, my son had a basketball tournament out by the Barnes & Noble that we tend to go to. She asked me to pick up a book for her for school that she wanted to read for her book club that she runs. And while I was there, I perused the section because I had a 10% off coupon, which means I got 10% off, and then another 10% off with my members discount. And I decided to pick up two albums by this band, the Black Crowes. The first one is Three Snakes and a Charm. Now, I had bought this off of the warehouse recently, and it came and one of the discs actually was broken. So I had to send it back. Really bummed about that. But in all, I ended up getting this brand new for approximately about $6 more than I paid for the damaged one, which had just awful cover damage and everything else. But so very happy to have this. It's a really good album. There's a song here called Good Friday, which I think is absolutely fantastic. If you like the Black Crowes, you'll love this album. And then, of course, I picked up this one, too. This one I found is kind of hard to get, but I always, for some reason, see it at my Barnes & Noble. I just never have bought it. This is Black Crowes Warpaint. I can't remember. This one was 2007, according to this release. And this is a special one that was released as part of the Music for the Cure, I believe it's a cancer support community fundraiser, and it comes on limited edition blue vinyl. So looking forward to cracking this open and giving it a listen. I've never heard this album, so very excited to give that a shot. So those two I picked up at Barnes & Noble. This one has been on my want list for a while, but I just never pulled the trigger, and it's been really cheap for a while on Amazon, so I just finally bundled it with something else that I bought with some Christmas gifts, and this finally came. So this is Collective Soul's new album called Blood, and this one... it's got a really cool cover on here, and I haven't opened it up yet, so I'm just going to take this off because I do not like to have that stuff on my albums. So here, it's hard, the lights are going to reflect and all that, but it's a cool little cover. So looking forward to spinning this one as well. I'm a big fan of Collective Soul's early work. I have their first album. I love their second album, but haven't really followed them after that. So looking forward to hear something else. All right, last but certainly not least, guys, this one's cool. As I've mentioned many times before, I am part of a bunch of vinyl groups on Facebook, and a lot of them do live sales, auctions, things like that, and I take part in a lot of that kind of stuff. And one of them is full of stuff that's just really hard to find, hard rock and metal from the 80s and 90s. And most of it is like really hard to find stuff, and way out of my price range. We're talking $500, $600, things like that, that I don't pick up. But every once in a while, things show up, and they're reasonable prices, and they're priced at what I am willing to pay for them. And one of them was this one. Now, this is Great White's Hooked album. Of course, this is the censored cover. The uncensored cover would have her up here, out of the water and naked, and on the hook anchor itself. But those are even more hard to get, and so I settled for this. This is in great shape. The cover is almost mint. It's got a few minor creases in it, and the vinyl is just absolutely stunning and gorgeous. I put this on right away when I got it, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. Just a great killer album from Great White. This was released in, I believe it was 1992 as well, and it just, right at the time grunge was breaking out, so it didn't get the due that it was deserved. So happy to finally have this in my collection. It's a great album. If you like Great White, worth hunting this down. They aren't cheap, but they're not overly expensive either. So you should be able to find a copy out there. So happy to have this. So there you go. That is this week's Vinyl Editions. I hope you enjoyed this episode and the albums that I showed today. Super pumped about every one of these. Just really good stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this one, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up help a lot. And leave a comment. I love to hear your comments. I love interacting with everybody. It's been really fun lately with all the comments that are coming in on hearing people's reactions to different albums and what they mean to you and all that kind of stuff. So keep it coming. Really enjoy that interaction with the vinyl community. Thanks for watching and your support. I appreciate it. And as always, until next time, keep spinning, vinyl friends.